Hey, Kaylin, what value do you feel like you and this team got out of the playoff experience, and what did it to you reveal that you guys need in the future?
Yeah. Like we talked about in our locker room after the game ended, where obviously people were pretty disappointed in the outcome. I think it gave us a taste of where we wanted to be. At the same time, I felt like we could have done a little bit more to help it get back here for a game 3, and that's what really kind of stunk about the whole thing.
When you guys were rolling along there in the first half, and then Molly goes down, and kind of a ominous just energy in the building. They cut it to 4 from 10. Just how did you guys kind of stabilize things and refocus, and what was obviously a tough moment?
Yeah, I think that's kind of just speaks to our cultures. Like, it's always next man up. Obviously, it's hard watching an injury like that, and I didn't see it. I think a lot of us had our backs turned to it, but Molly's somebody that gives so much and plays so hard. I think, you kind of just want to do it for her, so it almost gives you energy in a way. It doesn't take it away, and I think they went on a little run, and then we kind of gathered ourselves, and I thought Sydney came in and played great, and I thought Kylie came in and played really, really well, and that's what we're going to need going forward. So I'm proud of our group. When they went on their runs, I thought we always had to respond.
Look at that shot. I mean, you don't have to take a logo shot. And it just felt like, hey, let me get this record out of the way, this pesky record out of the way. And I don't know, while I'm still hot, maybe I put up 49 points total. And, it was, you can't create a phenomenon. It's strange where it just happens. There has to be things that kind of combined to make something a phenomenon.
The people in our league, the organization, the WNBA, but there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do, because there are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated, and for me, that's why I became a fan of this league, is these people were my idols. I grew up wanting to be like them. So I think continuing to uplift and, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
In yourself to be affected by blame.
I think that's 110% true, but I've never thought about it like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I thought differently this year more than anything is, I think the biggest thing is what I always told myself, like we talked about earlier, is, everything's a 2-day story. I'm not going to play good every game, and that was something I had to accept all year long. That's just an unrealistic thought for myself, and an unrealistic thought for our team is, I can't go 6 games in the NCAA tournament and think I'm going to shoot the ball really well. So if you can accept that helps you, kind of accept everything else as, you're not going to play good, and that shouldn't bother you. You should still have that confidence in yourself that you're going to come back and be just as good as you were.
The stats do matter, though, not just because they solidify what I think is already a pretty clear Rookie of the Year case. Caitlin Clark on pace to shatter a number of records with her playmaking, the amount of points she either scores or contributes to, but also because they are clearly contributing to wins. Yes, not against Dallas, and you can see why that was frustrating to her, but even 11 wins thus far, Frank, is pretty close to their win total already from last season when they had only 13. This is a team that is in playoff contention despite the fact that there are obvious holes on this roster. There's a reason they were in position to take Caitlin Clark in the first place. She is contributing in terms of points with her assists and her scoring to this team at a level that is unmatched anywhere else in the league right now. We have to give her flowers both for the assists and also for what it's doing for their record.
Could be able to be the greatest scorer of all time. I'm sure Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper and other people like that will have something to say about whether she's the greatest player. But she's absolutely phenomenal. She's averaging 32 points a game, shooting 40% from 3, 7 assists, 7 rebounds a game. They're 20-2, 9-1 overall in the Big Ten this year. She is the Steph Curry of women's basketball. I've said that for the last year, and there are people that are speculating what she's doing now. She's not going to do on the WNBA level. We'll see, because the one thing that I know Molly, I know Woody, when you can shoot, that travels to any level.
Yeah.
When you can shoot, you can shoot.
Is she the biggest star in college and regardless, college or pro?
I personally believe definitely college, not necessarily pro, but I think when she goes to the WNBA, if she does this, she'll be the biggest female star ever because she can pull up from the parking lot.
I don't think people always realize the University of Iowa was one of the premier universities in Title IX. Dr. Grant was obviously somebody that was very close to my coach, and Coach Bluter was the one that hired her at Iowa, and she wanted women to have as many opportunities as men, and if it wasn't for her and it wasn't for the way she fought for women's athletics, I'm not sure I would have had that opportunity at Iowa, and I'm not sure, people would have showed up for the women's basketball program in the manner that they did every single night.
About her at this point, we know what she does as a player. To me, she might be the most famous college athlete alive right now, and what she's doing for her sport and women's basketball in general, I predict it's not going to be as long for someone to break this record as it took for someone to break Pete Maravich's record because of what she is doing and all the young ladies who are out there, some of whom are playing college basketball right now, a couple years behind her, coming up. An incredible